This is CBC Here and Now.
Disgusting comment when someone wants to take advantage of someone else's misfortune or a crisis.
Cathy Bennett walks away from political life and sparks a war of words.
A whale watching tour that got a little too close to its subject. The man operating the boat ended up in court. Today, the verdict was handed down. I'm Jeremy, and I'll have that story coming up.
Good evening, I'm Carolyn Stokes.
And I'm Anthony Jermaine. What a gorgeous night to be here at Bowring Park at the amphitheater. A musical is about to premiere. I'll have that story for you throughout tonight's show. But first, back to Carolyn with today's top news stories.
Thanks, Anthony. Well, we start tonight near Bonavista's Dungeon Provincial Park, where a man is dead after his vehicle plunged over a cliff and into the ocean. It happened this afternoon near a popular whale watching site. The RCMP say the man's car could be seen driving over the cliff and was completely submerged in ocean water. Crews were able to recover his body, though they're still working to retrieve the vehicle. Lee Tremblett, who lives near Bonavista and witnessed the rescue effort, captured this video of a helicopter lowering search and rescue technicians into the water. Police say the man was the only passenger in the vehicle. An outpouring of grief around the province today for Nevaeh Denine. After being diagnosed with cancer as a toddler, Nevaeh spent years raising money for other young cancer patients. The 9-year-old passed away last night. Here Now's Kate McGilvery has that story.
In the hours since Nevaeh's death, thousands have taken to social media to express their grief. Celebrities, politicians, and ordinary Canadians who are touched by her selflessness and courage. For Nevaeh's family, it's a small piece of comfort in a dark time.
Dealing with the grief of losing her and the void that's left in the pit of your stomach, and the messages coming back in is almost like it's an even balance.
Nevaeh's battle with a rare form of cancer called neuroblastoma started when she was just a toddler. At 5, she was watching a fundraiser for the Children's Hospital where she was being treated and had an idea.
She said, "Mom, I want to do something to help these kids like me." So then she came up with this idea. She wanted to have the biggest, bestest lemonade stand ever.
That idea blossomed into a full-tilt fundraising effort that's raised $200,000 to date. At the Ronald McDonald House, where Nevaeh brought gifts to children and helped cook a meal, she won't be forgotten.
She made loot bags for all the children that were staying here at the house and wanted to help make their Easter holiday that particular year more special.
Along the way, she inspired a new group of children to want to give back.
We have a significant number of young people that come and support the Ronald McDonald House, and we've even had some of them mention, Nevaeh in her efforts. So she's really inspired a whole new generation of young donors.
It was on Friday, just a few days after her most recent lemonade stand, that her health took a turn.
To me, like, to see her go downhill like that, yeah, it was sudden.
Nevaeh passed away on Monday night. Now, the morning's begun for an energetic kid who loved horses and spending time with her dog.
There was no limit to her, and she was fearless. To change your perspective on life, that's how I want her to be remembered. Like, take life for what it is and enjoy it to the fullest. Take every moment and absorb, and just live it through the eyes of her. She is definitely a true icon, in my opinion.
Nevaeh will be remembered at a funeral on Thursday in the Goulds. Kate McGilvery, CBC News, St. John's.
So how do you get to Jellybean Row? Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out tonight live at Bowring Park as this musical goes into rehearsal. I'll have more on that, introduce you to some of the cast and characters later on Here and Now.
Cathy Bennett is leaving politics at the end of the month. The former finance minister and MHA for Windsor Lake made the announcement on Twitter last night. News of Bennett's resignation is already sparking a war of words between party leaders. Here Now's Malone Mullen has more.
The Premier found he lost a party member, and the Liberals may be a seat when MHA Cathy Bennett announced her resignation last night. Despite the loss, the Premier was all smiles this morning.
You typically get by elections and so on. People make decisions as you get closer to an election date. So no, it's not a blow at all. This is parties evolve, governments evolve, and you bring in fresh new people.
Bennett's time in office was rife with conflict and controversy, starting with her appointment as finance minister after the 2015 election. Her first budget invited furor, protests and anger from people who felt she wasn't fit for the job. And it didn't end there.
I was body shamed. My life was threatened. And I was bullied.
A year later, she spoke out again, telling CBC she still faced harassment and abuse, but this time within her own Liberal Party, prompting the decision to step down as finance minister. Following last night's announcement, politicians shared their support, but PC leader Ches Crosby took a different slant. He's eyeing Bennett's vacant seat, saying he doesn't want to let a good crisis go to waste. That elicited a strong response from the Premier.
It's a disgusting comment when someone wants to take advantage of someone else's misfortune or a crisis.
But Crosby isn't backing down.
I think the Premier got out of bed this morning and put on the wrong underwear. There's a crisis which has been created by the way politics has been conducted. Exhibit A is the harassment, disrespectful workplace, and bullying atmosphere of the House of Assembly.
Strong words, accusing the Liberals about an ongoing crisis in public confidence. Analyst Steve Tomlin agrees, saying Bennett's resignation is just one more blow in a climate that overvalues popularity and branding.
I don't think she fully understood the political game. It's a blood sport. There's only one premier. Premiers tend to control the brand. If you go against the brand, you're basically going to see the knives.
The Premier stressed today that politicians leave public life all the time, and that Bennett's resignation, despite the turmoil of these last few years in office, isn't unusual. Bennett, for her part, declined to comment. Malone Mullen, CBC News, St. John's.
A 43-year-old man from Cartwright is the province's latest drowning victim. RCMP say his death happened around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, about 20 kilometers from town, at a place locals call a popular swimming and fishing spot. This is the 6th drowning reported around the province within the last month and marks the 2nd in the Cartwright area since July. Well, emails obtained by CBC News through an accessed information request reveal pleas from desperate parents and frustrated prisoners, all speaking out about conditions inside the province's correctional institutions. This comes in the wake of multiple inmate deaths, and while we don't know the identities of those who wrote the letters, we do know some of what they have to say. Here Now's Ariana Kelland reports.
February 2018, 6 months after the suicide of Doug Neary inside these walls. An inmate sends a message to the Justice Minister through a third party.
Hey Andrew, I personally would like you to review camera footage from, I do believe, in the shoe. I feel like I was victimized and I was left in the wrap for 2 hours begging for water and denied medical treatment. Should have sent me to the Waterford for a psych evaluation. And wouldn't because believes no one suffers from depression or PTSD.
The unnamed man slams the system and its treatment of mentally ill inmates before ending on a hopeful note.
I personally feel that you would handle this seriously as you are a hands-on minister.
But it's the assistant deputy minister who responds, promising to look into it. March 2018, an email paints a picture of a prison where incompatible inmates are stuck together, confined to their cells for an abnormal 11 to 11.5 hours of the day. Throw in a violent inmate and it worsens, the email says. This known unsafe condition within your system is put in place on a regular basis. The response? A personal note from the minister himself. It's a problem, he says, here and just about everywhere. April 2018, just before 2 inmates take their own lives at a correctional center in Clarenville, a distraught parent makes a plea.
Presently, our son sits in isolated mental agony at HMP, awaiting his court date, spending many days in segregation on suicide watch when he is too mentally ill for that environment.
I've heard concerns of that, recently from people. We need to provide more rehabilitative services, intensive case management to help people become well, and we believe that that can happen.
June 2018, another email, this time to Andrew Parsons, calling for the end of inhumane treatment of inmates. You say the welfare of prisoners is high priority, but you know as well as I do that actions speak louder than words, and you've proven those are just words, and not a word of truth exists in them. But the Justice Department says it does offer more than words. It's ordered an independent review and is transferring inmate health care to the Health Department. The question is if those actions will be enough. Ariana Kelland, CBC News, St. John's.
3 contractors who work in senior roles on the Muskrat Falls project are headed to court. They want to block the release of details about how much they're paid. As the CBC's Rob Antle reports, the government has said information like that should be public.
A big project like Muskrat Falls needs lots of workers, employees of Nalcor Energy, but also hundreds of contractors. Until recently, the law governing Nalcor put the pay of those contractors off limits.
We want to get this done as quickly as possible. I would anticipate that this is something that we could get in place for the spring setting.
Premier Dwight Ball's government said that would change. It amended the law in May to make that pay information public. So CBC asked for details about compensation for the top managers on the project who are employed as contractors. Now, 3 of them have gone to Supreme Court to stop it from being released. They declined comment, but in court documents called the request an unreasonable invasion of personal privacy that would cause them undue financial harm. Meanwhile, 2 other contractors on the project have filed complaints to the Privacy Commissioner over the same thing, while a half dozen others did not object to their contracts being released. Behind me here at Nalcor, officials say they believe information like this can be disclosed, and they'll make submissions to the court saying that. Rob Antle, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, let's go live now to Bowring Park, where Anthony is taking in a dress rehearsal with more than 40 young performers. Anthony, I see you have a guest with you there that doesn't look quite so young.
No, she doesn't look that young, and she's one of the 40 performers here, and you play Nanny.
Yes, I do. I'm Nanny Goat, and no, I'm not an actual goat. The goat stands for greatest of all time. I'm kind of like the town Nan, or the Nan of Jellybeans Row. I am Betty's mother and Molly's grandmother.
Okay, now we're going to meet Molly a bit later in here now. She's kind of the central character, this Jellybeans Row world that they've created here at the amphitheater in Bowring Park. What do you like about being part of a production like this?
Well, I think it's just an amazing experience because it's an original show, never been done before, never seen, and I think it's just really fun because at Best Kind Productions, we all work as a family and as a team, so I think it's excellent.
Now, I saw your rehearsal. You had a song. We're going to actually see it right now. What is that song that we're going to see right now?
The song is called Put On Your Big Girl Pants.
Okay, I guess it'll become clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, put on your big girl pants.
Our streak is up to 640.
And just like that, tickety-boo, the ball club thing, and you put it on through. It's working, thank you! Put on your big girl pants, and finish what you started. Put on your big girl pants, and get the job done. You can do anything you put your mind to when you got friends like me behind you. You can sizzle like a sizzle like a sizzle, sizzle like a sun.
How do you get back to Jellybean Row? I'm still trying to figure that out. A bit later on the show, I'm going to introduce you to some of the villains as well as the main characters. Stay tuned for that.
Cook Aquaculture confirms it. Thousands of farmed salmon have escaped from a sea cage in Hermitage Bay. I'm Mark Quinn, and I'll have more later on Here and Now.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Cook Aquaculture is confirming that thousands of farmed salmon have escaped from sea cages on the south coast of Newfoundland. A company official says it happened more than a week ago, and DFO says it's monitoring the situation. Here and Now's Mark Quinn reports.
Cook Aquaculture says the fish swam from ocean pens like these ones on the south coast of Newfoundland. In this case, they escaped from the Olive Cove Salmon Aquaculture site in Hermitage Bay.
Over the course of 4 days, there was approximately 2,000 to 3,000 fish that were released through two openings along one of the net pens.
Cook's Joel Richardson says the fish were smaller than these ones, but he says they were healthy and weighed about 6 pounds. The company reported the incident immediately to DFO and the Provincial Fisheries Department in late July. And Cook is now trying to catch the escaped salmon.
We do everything we can to make sure that we recapture them and do everything we can to prevent fish from
being released from pens at all costs.
In a statement, DFO says its fisheries officers are carrying out monitoring in the Hermitage area and have seen farmed salmon in the water there. Cook says the federal department has also licensed the company to set gill nets to try to recover the fish. Mark Quinn, CBC News, St. John's.
A man charged with sailing an iceberg quest tour boat too close to a whale has been acquitted. Walter Reddick was charged after an incident in the summer of 2014 that was caught on film by a CBC camera crew. Here Now's Jeremy Eaton has that story.
Judge Jacqueline Brazel wasted little time this morning handing down her decision in a St. John's courtroom. Brazel spoke for less than 2 minutes, advising Walter Reddick that he had been acquitted of sailing an iceberg quest vessel too close to a whale. Brazel told the court that she didn't feel the Crown had proven its case beyond a reasonable doubt. She also said the trial took too long, something she will elaborate on when her written decision comes out in a few weeks. It took more than 4 years from this incident to today's decision. This is the scene that became a large piece of evidence in the trial against Walter Reddick, caught on film by a CBC camera who happened to be on the water with the Department of Fisheries and Oceans. Officials with DFO felt this iceberg quest boat came too close to a whale. That led to Reddick being charged with disturbing a marine mammal under the Fisheries Act, a rare charge. But since then, the rules have changed. As of July of this year, people must keep back at least 100 meters from marine mammals. Disturbing can now be defined as swimming with whales or feeding them. And the penalties are stiff. If found guilty, the fines can range from $100,000 to $500,000, even jail time. Following today's verdict, I asked if Reddick had anything to say about it, and he offered up no comment. Now, while he is no longer in hot water with the law, the company that he worked for still is. Iceberg Quest Ocean Tours Inc. is facing the same charge as Reddick, disturbing a marine mammal. Now, that case is set for 5 days later in September. Jeremy Eaton, CBC News, St. John's.
Just a gorgeous night for a dress rehearsal in Bowring Park tonight. I'll let you know how the rest of the week is shaping up weather-wise right after the break.
weather update is brought to you by Take Charge Business Efficiency Program. Over 570 businesses have saved energy and taken charge of their bottom line. Find out how you can too.
Welcome back to Here and Now. Time now for a look at your weather forecast, starting with today's highs. A few cooler temperatures for the Labrador area today. 17 degrees in Lab City was the high, but Central still very, very warm today. 27 in Deer Lake, and those warm temperatures are going to continue tomorrow. You can see we have a heat warning still in effect. So for the central areas and the interior, temperatures in the 27, 28 degree range, and that humidex getting between 32 and 35 tomorrow. So it's going to be another scorcher. You can see we have some showers right now over the Corner Brook area, and we do have more showers to come overnight tonight, and that will be affecting not only the Corner Brook area but also parts of Labrador. The system pushing through Happy Valley, Goose Bay over to the southeast coast, looking at about 5 to 10 millimeters of rain for the Corner Brook area tonight, and a risk of thunder showers. Overnight lows on the island around 16 or 17 degrees. Grand Falls, Windsor, Gander could see a few scattered showers overnight tonight as well, and heavier rain though for the southeastern portion of Labrador. 5 to 15 millimeters of rain for Cartwright and Happy Valley, Goose Bay overnight tonight, and that rain should continue tomorrow morning as well. As you begin your day tomorrow in the St. John's area, going to be kind of cloudy, very similar to what it was today. 18 degrees to start. Similar situation on the Burin Peninsula. Could see a little bit of drizzle. Central, western could see some showers, about 5 millimeters more of rain coming for Corner Brook tomorrow actually, and for the northern part of Newfoundland, a few showers there as well, and some cooler temperatures to start the day in Labrador. So you can see the system is still affecting southeastern portions of Labrador by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, as well as the west coast of the island. That'll continue to persist throughout the day, so we are looking at pretty much a lot of rain for those areas tomorrow. For the St. John's area, another nice day coming, very similar to what it was today. 25 degrees as the high with a mix of sun and cloud. A bit cooler along the coast, could see a little bit of drizzle there. For central areas, still really hot, and once again with that humidex, it's going to feel like 32 or 35 degrees there. So we have those 5 millimeters of rain coming tomorrow morning for Corner Brook, so it is going to be pretty showery there tomorrow, and another 5 to 10 millimeters of rain for the Cartwright, Mary's Harbor area tomorrow, and some cooler temperatures as well, just getting up to 14 degrees along the coast of Labrador. Sunny skies for Nain though, and in Churchill Falls looking at 21 degrees as the high and 19 for Labrador City. So it looks like most of Labrador is shaping up to be a decent day tomorrow. Well, a talented cast of preteens have taken over the amphitheater in Bowring Park. It's all part of Best Kind Productions' latest show, How Do You Get to Jellybean Row? My co-host Anthony Jermaine is hanging out with the cast tonight. So Anthony, you're not trying to audition, are you?
No. Singing and dancing is not my forte, unlike the 40 people over here. And I've got 3 of them with me right now. And this young person is actually the main character, and I figure she's the best person to answer the question. So what is the story about?
Well, the story is about this girl named Molly Fudge.
That's you?
Yeah, and these 3 villains, but really 2 of them, trick her into reading this curse, and it makes all the colorful houses of Jellybean Row disappear into a big haze of fog, and they need to find a way back to the happiest place they know.
All right, because it was a nice place. All right, so the people who released the fog, I actually happen to be with them, and they're the 2 semi-villains, Orchid and Big Jelly. Now, Orchid, why would you want to release fog and destroy this beautiful place?
Well, what you call beautiful, I call terrible. You see, I would say it's very sickening, the amount of kindness, it's weak.
Weak. Now, Big Jelly, how did you get sucked into this?
I didn't know she did this, boy. I guess I'm just her boss, and she dragged me into it.
All right, so he says that he's been tricked. Is that true?
Well, I would have to say yes, because I am much, much smarter than he is.
She doesn't think you're the sharpest tool in the shed.
What?
Okay, exactly. Now listen, I'll come back to you for a second. You've been in this production. What do you like about being part of this?
Well, like everybody's so nice and it's just so much fun and like I just love it.
Is it the acting, the dancing?
It's just all of it because it's so fun and like at the end when the show is actually put together, like it's amazing.
Right.
Like how.
And you've been in this production before, right?
Yeah, last year I did it and I thought it was really fun, so I auditioned again this year and
Yeah, now you got the lead role.
yeah.
All right, I got to get you guys out of character now. You're the more experienced people, the more experienced actors here. What do you like about working with all these kids of different ages?
It's fun. It's just they're cuter than the teenagers my age.
How about you? What do you like about being part of this?
Well, I would say that there's just a place for everybody to be involved, whether it's in the background or as a main character. Everybody is equal, and you get to have friends from the ages of 6 all the way up to 18. It's just really incredible, diverse, and amazing, talented group.
All right. So they say you're really, really cute. I'll let you give the sales. Why should people come and see this?
Well, you should come and see it because we put a lot of hard work into it and we like seeing people like enjoy the show that we've worked so hard on.
All right. Well, listen, you guys, break a leg. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So there you go. How do you get to Jellybean Row? More details coming up a bit later on the show.
Well, someone smashed the window in this back door Friday night, breaking into Holy Redeemer Parish in Corner Brook. The thief got away with a large jar of pennies. There were other break-ins in the area over the weekend, but police have not linked them with this crime. The parish says it's replaced the glass with a new shock-proof window.
I mean, they are expensive. This is going to be a $600 to $700 job because they also broke a window in the sacristy. But you know, having said all that, that's done even as we speak. But the damages they did to them personalities, now there's where we got to pay the price. And the whole society pays that price unless we do something to come face to face with these people and help them through outreach, compassion, whatever the word is, to get them to change their whole modus operandi.
Well, coming up next, the details about 2 airlines that are forming a new partnership with Aeroplan. Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, if you're a collector of Aeroplan points, you'll soon have two new options. The company made the announcement today, the latest in a series of developments involving the loyalty program. The CBC's Steve Niles reports.
Aeroplan has struck deals with Air Transat and discount carrier Flair Airlines. Starting in 2020, travelers will be able to earn Aeroplan points when they fly on these airlines and redeem points to buy tickets on them as well. Last week, Aeroplan announced a similar deal with Porta Airline to become that airline's loyalty program as well. The agreements come on the heels of a public fight between Aeroplan and its soon-to-be former partner Air Canada. That airline said it would drop Aeroplan when their deal expired in 2020. Then it tried to buy the loyalty program for more than $2 billion, a price tag that Aeroplan's parent company, Aimia, eventually deemed to be too low. As for what this all means for Aeroplan collectors right now, they will still be able to redeem points for Air Canada flights until the changes, if any, take effect in 2 years. Steve Niles, CBC News, Toronto.
When a woman has a heart attack, she's at greater risk than a man. She's less likely to be diagnosed correctly or to receive the right treatment. And a new study suggests the gender of a woman's doctor in those critical moments can make a difference. Health reporter Christine Birak has the details.
If you're a woman having a heart attack, a new study says you're more likely to survive if your emergency room doctor is also a woman. So should you be concerned if it's a man? The short answer, absolutely not. Here's what the numbers show. Researchers at Washington University reviewed more than 500,000 heart attack cases over nearly 20 years. When treated by male doctors, 12.6% of male patients died versus 13.3% of female patients. That's a difference in survival of less than 1%. Still, there is a difference. The study's author says it could be that the women were just smarter, better trained cardiologists than their male colleagues, because they have to be to persevere in a male-dominated field.
The women that we observe are more likely to have those characteristics, possibly, because they have to be superstars to make it through the system that has discrimination perhaps baked into it.
The study also found male doctors who had a lot of female colleagues in the ER also had better patient outcomes. It's worth noting the data was all American and collected from 1991 to 2010. Cardiologist Beth Abramson feels times have changed.
So this may be a reflection of how we used to behave, and hopefully increased awareness of patient and female specific needs are important for all physicians.
And they are specific. Heart attacks can look different in men and women. While men are often clutching their chests, women will describe a heaviness or discomfort. Whether it's the patient or the doctor that misdiagnoses the heart attack, precious time and women's lives are being lost. Christine Birak, CBC News, Toronto.
A Quebec father who needed to change his infant son has received an apology from Tim Hortons and a promise to make a change of its own. Jayla Bernstein has that story.
When Chris Webb recently visited this Tim Hortons for lunch, he didn't know he'd end up leaving with a mission.
We went to use the change table in the men's washroom to discover that there wasn't one, and on asking where there was that we could change him, we were told to use the women's washrooms.
It's something that happens to Webb all the time, and he doesn't understand why, in 2018, restaurants haven't figured out that it's not just women who change diapers.
My wife changes diapers all the time at home, and she doesn't necessarily want to do it when we go out. But the number of times they come back from the washroom to change him, and I'm like, here you go. Like, no diaper changing facilities here.
Webb took to Twitter and asked Tim Hortons to do something about it. Hey, Tim Hortons, he wrote, I'm shocked and humiliated to have had to use the women's bathroom to change my child in one of your restaurants today. After speaking with CBC, Webb said Tim Hortons phoned him to apologize. He said they assured him that franchise would be ordering a second changing table. Tim Hortons also issued this statement. Obviously, as a family brand, we need to make accessible changing tables available for all of our guests. This is now standard in our new restaurant design that is rolling out across Canada. Webb isn't the only Canadian dad who's frustrated with the status quo.
I think he's doing the right thing. Absolutely. The big companies are the ones that need to step up, that need to really set the example.
Frank Emmanuel and his husband were part of a group that launched this petition 2 years ago, asking local businesses in London, Ontario to adapt.
It's not just, it's not just the gay dad thing. A lot of dads are staying home now. A lot of dads are taking parental leaves. He should have the option to change his child in a sanitary place.
Webb is glad he spoke up. He hopes things are different by the time his son, Owen, is in his shoes. Jayla Bernstein, CBC News, Montreal.
Well, the security team at Edmonton's International Airport has a new member, sort of. Aaron Collins gives us an exclusive look at new technology that's taking up patrol duties.
From a distance, it looks like just another all-terrain vehicle. But this isn't just any ATV.
So you just have to hit that button and it takes off.
It does. Just like that. Easiest controls ever.
This quad has been automated, designed to patrol the 22-kilometer border of the Edmonton airport 24/7 and report back to security staff.
It's testing and looking at the perimeter and making sure that it hasn't been basically invaded by a person or an animal.
Now, this technology was developed by 3 separate Alberta companies. ACAMP, a government-funded nonprofit's job is to help those companies and others find markets for their products while diversifying Alberta's economy. A process that's been accelerated as Alberta's energy sector slowed down and technology used in the oil patch has been repurposed.
I think there's a lot more technology development that has been going on in just the last 2 to 3 years than there has been probably the prior 5 in just outside of oil and gas.
Hands are no longer necessary to monitor the perimeter here at the Edmonton International Airport, and if the developers of this technology have their way, this won't be the only border vehicles like this are monitoring down the road.
Aaron Collins, CBC News, Edmonton.
To the U.S. now, where there's no relief in sight for firefighters battling more than a dozen fires across California. That includes the Mendocino Complex fire. Yesterday, it became the largest fire ever recorded in California. It's consumed more than 280,000 acres in just 11 days. Experts fear monster infernos like Mendocino are becoming more common. They say climate change combined with the expansion of homes into undeveloped areas are helping fuel the fires. More than 14,000 firefighters are battling flames throughout the state. The federal government is responding to a decision by Saudi Arabia to pull thousands of Saudi students out of Canada. The Saudi Kingdom is recalling an estimated 16,000 students. It's in retaliation for Canada speaking out about human rights in that country. Finance Minister Bill Morneau was asked today about the students' return.
The idea that people come to Canada for education is something that that's important for our economy, but important because we're able to help to educate the world. We would rather see those students be able to stay in Canada, but we will continue to make sure that our values are well understood.
Hockey Hall of Famer Stan Mikita has died. Born in what was then Czechoslovakia, Mikita was adopted by an aunt and uncle in St. Catharines, Ontario in 1948, where he played for a local junior team. His promotion to the Chicago Blackhawks came in 1959, and he soared to glory there, pioneering the use of the curved stick blade and racking up points playing alongside Bobby Hull. Mikita wasn't only about hockey. He founded a school for the hearing impaired and made a cameo appearance in the film Wayne's World, featuring Stan Mikita Donut Shop. Mikita died today at the age of 78. Welcome back to Here Now. Time now for a look at your long-range forecast. I'm going to start with some current temperatures, and even though it's about 6:45 right now, you can see some temperatures really haven't wavered that much in parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Central area is still at 25 degrees right now, 24 degrees in St. John's, and things are going to stay pretty warm tomorrow. We still have this heat warning in effect. Humidex values in these areas looking to be about 32 or 35 tomorrow, so be prepared for another hot one tomorrow. We do have these showers pushing through Labrador overnight tonight, bringing about 10 to 15 millimeters of rain to southeastern parts of Labrador, and 5 to 10 millimeters of rain for the west coast. But for tomorrow, things are clearing off in some areas. St. John's looking at 25 degrees with sun and cloud tomorrow, so a great day shaping up. A chance of some scattered showers for central areas, and those temperatures staying really hot for the west coast. Another 5 millimeters of rain for the Corner Brook area tomorrow. And for Labrador, looking at some more rain for the Cartwright area throughout the day. Should clear off in the afternoon. And Labrador City looking at 19 degrees with nice sunny skies tomorrow. So as we head into Wednesday evening into Thursday, look how everything clears right off. Nice clear skies, but we do have another system that is working its way towards the province on Thursday night, overnight into Friday. But for Thursday, we're looking at sun and cloud for St. John's. A little bit cooler temperatures, 18 degrees as the high on Thursday afternoon. A chance of some showers later in the day for central areas, and the possibility of some afternoon showers for the west coast as well, but those temperatures still staying in the mid-20 range. Sun and cloud for eastern Labrador and 20 degrees, and a bit cooler for Labrador, 19 with a chance of showers on Thursday afternoon. So it's really Thursday night into Friday where everyone is going to get a taste of this system. So it's going to be pretty much showers across the board on Friday afternoon for the entire island and for Labrador, and temperatures cooling down quite a bit for western Labrador, 15 degrees as the high right now for Friday afternoon, but still quite warm on the island, 24 for the island. So as we head into the weekend, things right now are shaping up pretty good. It's still a little bit early, but right now the St. John's and the eastern portion of the island looking at, you know, mid-20s on the weekend with some sun and clouds. So far so good for the weekend as well for central Newfoundland, a mix of sun and cloud, and those hot temperatures continuing into the weekend, and as well as for western Newfoundland. So pretty much the whole island so far is looking good for the weekend. Not so much in Labrador, 20 degrees on Saturday and Sunday there with some showers and cool overnight lows as well. You can see dipping down to 9 degrees overnight with all of those showers for western Labrador as they head into the weekend. And that's a look at your long range forecast. So we're going to check back in with Anthony Jermaine. As we saw earlier, of course, he's scored quite a good gig tonight outside in the sunshine. He's live from Bowring Park along with the cast of Best Kind Productions' latest play. Anthony?
It's a gorgeous night here. I want to introduce you to Professor Barnabas Binks, Carolyn. Professor Binks, what do you do in this story?
Well, it's my job to unveil the time capsule, which has been sealed for 500 years. And when I got the invite, I was so excited. It blows my mind. I know everything about this capsule. I guess you could say I'm the expert. Sorry.
I know you're overcome with emotion.
Yes, I'm afraid I am. Better not lose my voice.
Listen, I don't want you to lose your voice, so I'll let you head back to the production, and thanks for your time.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. All right, I'm going to bring in the person who really spearheads the production, the director, producer, composer, songwriter, Kyle McDavid. How difficult is it to herd all these cats behind us?
It's surprisingly not too bad. We do have an audition process in the early spring, so we managed to, pick a good group of kids that listens very well. They're incredibly motivated and very zoned in to create the best show possible. So.
Some of the songs have some kind of saucy, humorous lyrics. How much fun do you have composing the music?
It was really fun, actually. Having done, this is our 6th summer here, so knowing this age group very well and the beautiful location we have, I could kind of write with that in mind. So we've thrown in a few saucy little lyrics that will keep the adults entertained just as much as the kids, I think. So
yeah. There are quite a few hidden gems in the songs that I think certain age groups won't get, but other age groups will get. So I guess we're going to show some details about the whole performance and all that, but a couple more dress rehearsals and then you're good to go, right?
That's right. We open Thursday night at 6:30 at the Bowring Park Amphitheatre, and then we play up till the 19th.
Okay, well listen, we have some information about that with ticket price and all that. All the best in the production, and thanks for having us in.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
So we'll take a look now at that info.
Again, what is that thing? It's gone over there. Go get it. Try to find it. Get it, dog.
Okay.
Looks like a great show, and here's our great viewer photo of the day. Beautiful shot. Look at those clouds. Gorgeous.
Then you want to go back to...
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know where in the province this lovely picture was taken after the break. Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, looking at this video, it's hard to believe, but no one was hurt in this landslide. Just incredible. Amateur video captured what happened when soil and rocks came crashing down on a highway in southwest China. The landslide covered a 100-meter stretch of the road. While there were no injuries, there was a high traffic backup with hundreds of vehicles left with nowhere to go. Well, in Greek mythology, they were sea monsters pulling the chariot of Poseidon, god of the sea. But in real life, they are seahorses living in a thriving colony in a remote gulf in northeastern Greece, despite heavy overfishing and habitat destruction from pollution and storms. When they were discovered there in high numbers in 2007, a diver began to survey and document the creatures, ranging in length from 1.5 to 35.5 centimeters. Seahorses need plant life to latch onto and hide from enemies. So an artificial environment was created out of ropes, nets, and synthetic plants. Feeding on plankton and other organisms, the seahorse herd has flourished. The dive team is now working on ways to further protect their habitat. Beautiful creatures.
What's the name of the song?
All right, we're
Big
going to check
Jelly,
back in with Anthony Jermaine, who's down in Bowring Park at the amphitheater. But before we get to another performance, Anthony, I just wanted to show everyone the viewer photo of the day and talk about where it was taken.
Okay.
So great, great shot. The filter on this really makes it look soft. Anthony, do you have any idea where this photo was taken? Well, here we are.
I think with the longliners, the longliners and the historic buildings. Buena Vista?
Good guess, Anthony. Buena Vista, Beauty Vista in Buena Vista. Thank you so much, Tom Egan, for sending this photo in to our email address, nlphotos@cbc.ca.
Great.
All right, Anthony, so you really did
Well, it's been a gorgeous...
score a great gig out there tonight. It looks lovely.
Carolyn, I have to thank you for providing this fantastic weather, and it's such a nice night here in Bowring Park. We thought we'd end here and now, since we've been following this production, with a certain number that they've been practicing, and they're going to give it another whirl. Big Jelly, you met him earlier on the show. Well, this is his showstopper. I'll see you back in the studio tomorrow, Carolyn.
Thanks, Anthony. Good night.
And here we go.
I love it when they call me Big Jelly. Got my big belly. I'm like a Botticelli, don't be jelly. Look at all these dingbats shaking in the boots. Every time I pour and I appear, I run this place like a mafia boss, and I build my reputation on fear. Yeah, boy! That's my main man, Bernie. Purple like a beast, he's my freaky little propaganda panda. Bouncing off the walls like a caffeinated chimp, spitting rhymes like Lin-Manuel Miranda. Make some noise! I love it when they call me Big Jelly. Look at my big belly. I'm like a Botticelli, don't be jelly. Can we please focus now? How could I forget my homegirl Ogre? Orchid. In all serious and stern, supreme taskmaster, focused like a laser beam, a stone cold stare will make your stomach churn. I love it when they call me Big Jelly. Got a big belly. I'm like a Botticelli, don't be jelly. I love it when they call me Big Jelly. Got my big belly. I'm like a Botticelli, don't be jelly. Watch me bounce. Me at the middle school dance. Watch me flounce. Me in my Batman underpants. Watch me jiggle. Me working out on the rigs. Watch me wiggle. Me after a feed of jigs. When I say big, you say jelly. Big jelly. Big jelly. When I say big, you say jelly. Big jelly. Big jelly. I love it when they call me Big Jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I love it when they call me Big Jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Big jelly. Hands up. Big jelly. What? Jelly. What? Big jelly. Make some noise. He loves it when we call him Big Jelly.
It's fabulous.
Wow, Brad. I mean, this is so unexpected. I have so many people to thank. Of course, they're always by my side. Oatmeal, Velcro, Orchid, Vernon, Gerard, Teresa, my chinchilla Raymond, and my hairless cat, Aaron Turner. And of course, Dave. I wouldn't be here without your support early on, so thank you, buddy.